All right, let's talk a little bit about those Columbus Blue Jackets. One of the best stories, if not the best story in the first half of the season in the league. And we'll touch on, maybe goaltending and things like that in a second. But it's the offense that stands out at 5-on-5. Who is driving this offense, and how have they been able to be just as consistent as they've been?
Well, this line needs a nickname. I do not have it right now because that Monahan line with Marchenko and Voronkov. Voronkov's barely played. He's played 35 games. He's got 30 points. These guys are outstanding. I will put them up against most first lines. They're big, they're skilled, they're heavy. They put pucks under the bar. They play a great keep away game. And then, of course, you have Zach Werenski. I think it's been really the four guys, and Ken Johnson getting a lot of time on the power play, on the first power play unit. But I think that those top four guys have been absolutely outstanding. And the Monahan line has just been so consistent, and they're doing it against everybody. You're a bottom end team, you're a top end team. You've got to have these guys circled because they will make you pay on a nightly basis. So let's fire up some of these clips and we'll see the contributions from those four guys that I've mentioned in Werenski, Marchenko, Monahan, and Voronkov. And we'll start with Werenski, right? Like, he's going to follow his guy all the way out to the blue line, picks his pocket, and he's gone. He's a smooth skater, great skills, puts it in. Same game. Fourth guy on the rush. He tags up, he follows his guy, and watch how quickly he recognizes free space. He gets there, boom, option, and this is quick to defend, quick to jump into the rush. And now they're playing a creep game. They creep back door, don't force the F3 shooter. He leads the breakout with a quick rim. Here's a flip, quickly up ice against Montreal, and Marchenko's ability to score from range. He's got an absolute cannon. And now it's a bit of keep away. Use the yellow dashers to play keep away. Let that puck travel through the trapezoid, and guess what happens? It opens up free space on the weak side. Voronkov, simple hockey, go low to high. Jordan Harris goes, I got bodies at the net. You look, Joseph was all over Voronkov, and he's able to fight through that. And now you get in on the forecheck. Voronkov, poise, cycle it down, seal off the first post, and then Voronkov again, hunting towards the net. And when in doubt, you just got to get the puck up. And Voronkov, that balance between cheating and being responsible and being an option, and he stretches that ice as quickly as possible. And you got to be ready for that when you're playing with a Monahan type. And then watch this pass by Zach Werenski. Little hide and go seek behind the net with Monahan, pops out the other side. And this last clip, everybody thinks Monahan's too slow. Dropped his stick in the corner defending, and watch the poise. Out of sight, out of mind, doesn't rush himself into a jam play, and he's got the tap in.
Yeah, so smart. I was curious when you played that one clip and we saw Werenski dive into that open space. Is that more an awareness thing, or is that an effort thing?
It's actually a strategy thing that not a lot of teams use, because most teams want to turn the defensive zone into quadrants. And so they'll want to play 3 versus 5, 3 offensive guys versus 5. So everybody always talks, all the pundits, all the so-called experts, you got to hit the F3. The F3 is going to be a shooter. But when you're playing 3 versus 5, that shooter hits pads, he hits sticks. So what a lot of smart teams have been doing lately is you use that guy. I call him Jackie Moon. I got that from Alex Killorn when he was playing in Tampa. Jackie Moon, think about the movie. Jackie Moon, semi-pro. He'd kick it in, he'd kick it out. He didn't want to shoot it, right? Kick it in, he's covered by everybody, he kicks it out. Well, that's what you're doing, kind of a power play mentality. You kick it into the bumper. The 5 guys on the quadrant think, hey, we got this guy. You kick it out to the D2 who's creeping that backside lane, and now he's got all the time and space, but you do have to have a certain skill set and reads like a Werenski to execute at a high level.
Yeah, that's interesting. And so many eye-opening players. I'm glad you highlighted Marchenko. The points have been out of this world, but just high intelligence too. So when you have those same cast of characters that are on that potent power play, do you think their opponents will be able to halt the momentum they derive from the power play in the absence of Monahan?
Well, I think it might take a bit of a dip. And, I was a big proponent of Monahan last year, what he did to the Canadiens power play, playing the bumper position when he was traded to Winnipeg, and the massive uptick that Winnipeg had on their power play. I think that Adam Fantilli has now getting a little bit of that time in there. If he's been smart enough, studious enough to follow Sean Monahan's lead, it will take a dip, but I don't think it will be drastic because Monahan is on the IR. So we're going to see clips here with Monahan in his usual spot and his little nuanced movements to make himself available or to attract defenders, which opens up other players. And then we'll see Fantilli playing that spot in, I believe, the last 1 or 2 clips. So let's let those roll. So this is just a simple rotation through, and you see Monahan's already staring at the net. You see Werenski just knows how to sift. Watch this replay here. He's going to get it through. We're going to get another replay, and Lindgren can't see this puck, right? Like there's nothing. And Voronkov, 6'4", 6'5", 240, you're not seeing anything. And then when Werenski gets a little bit more time and space, he gets himself open for a big one-timer, and it gets right through. They're not afraid to keep pucks along the yellow dasher and have movement. And there again, Marchenko, he's got either Voronkov or Monahan in the pocket. You got to get pucks back. Watch Voronkov get off the wall and back to net front. Marchenko, known as a shooter, is more of a playmaker on the power play. He's only got 2 power play goals, yet he's got 15 power play points. Why not when you have a big man like Voronkov who's got those silky mitts in front of the net? Then they play from time to time a low spread, and you see again a pop-up by Voronkov. So they've got multiple looks. Watch Monahan here. He's drifting out, drifts in, kicks it, gives it to Voronkov. You got to be good to be lucky to get that bank play in. And now they work it around. And again, Monahan is facing the net at all times. Watch him. He basically never turns to face that one-timer, and he's able, even though it's a jab with a poke check, he's able to jump on that rebound. And again, it's always these little nuanced movements. He pops up higher over to Marchenko, and boom, Marchenko knows how to read off these guys. And here we'll see Fantilli playing the same spot. And you'll see little nuanced movements by him. 5 players touch the puck, 1 stick handle. It's in the back of the net in under 3 seconds.
So 30 seconds or less, just a really good first half, or a team that has a legitimate shot at making the playoffs here?
Just a team that outscores a lot of defensive issues. I'll be honest. I love the story. I love the offense. I'm an offensive type coach, but the reality is, they're near the bottom of the league in many, many defensive categories, including their penalty killing. And to outscore all your issues at that rate, you would need 3 lines to be scoring at Monahan's lines rate. And unfortunately, they don't have those horses yet.
John, as always, appreciate your time. Thanks for popping on, and we'll chat again next week.
Thanks, guys.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Saravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.